So we've talked so much about softening skin. Do we ever sharpen skin? You betcha. Well, we don't want to sharpen necessarily the skin, especially with a bride. With the groom, we can sharpen grooms to death. Grooms, yeah, sharpen them. When it comes to brides, we want their skin to be soft, but see the texture. So when we come to sharpening the image, we use a special technique. We only use it on the bride. Now, if the bride and groom are together, it's not a big deal if the groom gets sharpened this way. But normally, I wouldn't make anything extra for sharpening a groom. I go in, I sharpen, I walk away. When it's a bride, we're going to do this. Here's why. The technique I'm going to show you is going to allow you to limit the amount of sharpening that is applied to the skin. So where do we really want to sharpen our bride? Think about this. We want her veil sharp, we want her hair sharp, we want her eyes sharp, we want any jewelry she has on sharp, we want her wedding ring sharp, we want everything sharp, her eyes, her lips, her hair, the gown. We want everything sharpened that is of detail and only the skin itself. Well, you've seen me masking in the skin, right? That's what we've been kind of doing. So here we're going to do kind of a different way. Let's go, and your first step is to go to the channels palette. Go to the channels palette and you will see the three colors that make up a full color image. The three colors are red, green, and blue. When you put them together, it creates a color image. But let's look at the blue channel. This is really important for you to understand, and it's part of the technique. If you go to the blue channel, you know what you'll see? A ton of skin texture. Now I'm zoomed into 300%, so it looks kind of, pixelated. But you'll see tons of skin texture. That's where skin texture lives. If you go to green, well, there's a lot less skin texture there. But if you go to the red channel, the skin texture is pretty much just here and there, and we've almost missed most of her face. That's where we apply the sharpening. So we go to the channels palette, we click on the red channel, we apply our sharpening there, and that's going to mean that our sharpen is mostly applied just to the areas we want sharpened, right? We want the hair and all that stuff. We want it's okay to sharpen the skin. We just want to minimize the amount that we sharpen it. So the red channel has the least skin tone, the least skin texture. So we're going to go under the filter menu, under sharpen to unsharp mask like you see here. Don't let the word unsharp mask throw you. That is a holdover, not a hangover. That was a movie. Holdover is from the traditional darkroom technique. So we're going to bring up unsharp mask. These are my favorite settings for sharpening on the red channel. 120, a radius of 1, and a threshold of 10. So the amount is 120, radius is 1, threshold is 10. My favorite settings for sharpening a bride, I click OK, and then I go to the RGB channel, and we've done it. We've sharpened the important parts, hair, all that different stuff, but we didn't sharpen the other. Now, really, Scott, I got to do this every single time I want to sharpen a bride? No. You only have to do it one more time because we're going to make an action. So here we go. Let's start off where we were. So this is the unsharpened image. Go to the Actions panel. On this little pop-out menu, choose New Action. Sharpen bride's skin. Sharpen bride's skin. There we go. Click Record. What do? Go to the Channels palette, click on Red, go to the Unsharp Mask filter, put in those settings that I love, click OK, go back to RGB, stop. What's nice about this one is, since I don't have to choose any particular area or anything, it's done automatically without any more input from me. So let's start over. Let's revert. So we're starting over from scratch. All I would do is go to Sharpen Bride Skin, click play, and I'm done. Boom, that's it. Nothing else to do. That's pretty sweet. All right, now we have a couple little last things that we need to talk about for skin. And so here's the final image. I want to show you a way to do this exact same thing in Lightroom. And what's amazing is the technology in Lightroom, and by the way, if you have Camera Raw, you can also do it in Camera Raw, works the same way in Camera Raw as it does in Lightroom. I'm going to show you over in Lightroom. It's pretty amazing. So let's go and close this. Let's go to Lightroom, to the Develop module. Again, you could be doing this in the Develop module in Camera Raw as well. Works the same way because the Develop module actually is Camera Raw. They just called it Develop to throw us off. All right, here's how it works. Go down to the Detail panel. Right here, and there's all these sharpening controls. Here's the amount, So we'll put the amount at like 50, 55. And you can see, well, this is a low resolution image. Unfortunately, this is the low res. I didn't grab the high res. It's really trashing her skin. That might be a little too high. You can see it right on screen. You're like, whoa, over sharpening. Well, that's where this masking thing comes in right here. This is amazing technology. Here, you're gonna totally get this when I show it to you. But to get it, you gotta hold the Option key on Mac, the Alt key on Windows, and then click on the word masking. All right, it turns your whole image completely solid white. What that's telling you is that 35 amount of sharpening I applied there is being applied to the entire image all the way across it. As you drag to the right with the masking slider, watch what happens. Parts of your image start to turn black. As you keep going, more images keep turning black. You know what happens when you get up here? Anything that is white is the only thing being sharpened. So everything that's black is masked out. So what's being sharpened at this point? Her eyes, the bridge of her nose, her lips, her jewelry, her gown, and the highlights in her hair. It did the masking for you. That is amazing. Let me open a different image and show you. Let's grab another image from here. Let's open up this one we had earlier here. All right, let's open up the bride. In fact, we don't even need to really see all the rest of the limo and everything. I'm just going to zoom in, crop right in on her so you can see. Get the crop tool, we're going to crop right in on just her. That's all we care about in this one. All right, I'm going to do it in Camera Raw this time because it works the same way. Go to Camera Raw. All right, we're going to go to the detail panel, which is right here. Hold the Option key on Mac, the Alt key on PC. See how it turns white? You're going to drag to the right and look. Look how it masks it. Is that, seriously, come on, that's amazing. So what's it sharpen? Her eyes, her eyebrows, nose, teeth, jewelry, gown, even a little of the bride, even a little of the groom over there on the far left gets sharpened. But everything in black does not get sharpened. And what's in black? Her skin. Her skin got completely masked. So that's another way. Just wanted to show you that because I think that's a really, really important way to do it. So if you don't want to go over to Photoshop and you want to do it there, that masking control is just absolutely brilliant. It's definitely a time saver, but you saw also how fast it was to do it in Photoshop. You can do it in either place. I can't say that one is tremendously better than the other. It's really just personal preference on what you want to do.